if you're a fan of the Tates, which I am, and I still am, just to be clear, and you're a fan of them because they are people that speak truth no matter what. That's the whole thing, right? They were canceled for speaking truth. They were now, falsely accused of a crime and put in jail for speaking truth. That's sort of the expectation or the hope that we have of them moving forward because of what we've seen in the past. I definitely believe that they are speaking truth to power, and I definitely believe that there's a matrix out there fighting against them in specific, but against all of us as well. But here's the thing. Tristan, I guess, has been getting some pushback, and people want him to address the JQ. If you know what that means, cool. If you don't, I'll kind of explain it in the best way I can for this YouTube video. JQing is when you point out that there is a disproportionate amount of people of a certain group represented in very high positions of influence, which is, media, banks, Hollywood, etc. There are a lot of people of a particular group that, make that up. And again, it's disproportionate. If you just question that at all, you are, at least by the mainstream media standards, an anti-S, an anti-Site, and, all that kind of stuff. You're all those names, right? You're a very bad person. Okay. Tristan and Andrew are not the type of people to call someone racist. Not the type of people to call someone an anti-blank, right? They're not the type of people. Well, Tristan finally addressed this issue of why he doesn't talk about it. Like, are you controlled by them? People were asking him and things of that nature, and he said, of course, no. And he called it two things that bother me. Number one, he called it a conspiracy theory, right? We know, Tristan himself knows how correct conspiracy theorists have been as of late, right? The last few years. They've been pretty right. Number two, he called the people that question the JQ, he called them racists. And he didn't just say it once, he said it twice. To me, that's out of character for him. And when someone goes out of character, it's odd to me. He called his answer a non-answer. Basically, his overall point was like, hey, if you're not a billionaire, don't even worry about it. Which, I don't think that's fair. Because here's the thing. All your fans, Tate brothers, we tell anyone that we encounter that we talk about this with, that the Matrix has attacked you and you are innocent. If that's true, does it matter who the Matrix is, right? If you don't believe this and you chalk it up to some fake conspiracy theory, that's fine. You should just say, I don't know much about it, and leave it at that. But you called people racist twice, at least, and conspiracy theorists, or you called it a conspiracy theory. And to me, that's not a non-answer. That is a very direct, this is my stance, draw a line in the sand. And you also told everyone with this question on their mind, or everyone that believes this, essentially, I think is what it was, to shove it up their ass and that you don't care. And I get, it's right on brand with you guys and all that stuff. I get that. But the point is this, man. For you to push back so hard to the point where you think we shouldn't even care about this if we're not billionaires, I just feel like that's a weird thing to say, because many of these wacky leftists would call the Tate brothers conspiracy theorists. Andrew especially. I mean, I've heard Andrew go pretty deep down the rabbit hole, and I pretty much agree with everything, that he said. And so, why is it now that we're talking about a particular group of people that we're clearly not allowed to talk about? Why is it now that you have drawn a clear line in the sand and told people to basically shove it up their ass, right? And then you tried to patronize it, in my opinion, by stating, if I go eat at a restaurant, what do I care who the owners are? It's not what this is, brother. You know that. This extra disappointed me. I don't think people often give him the credit he deserves because Andrew's so well-spoken, but I think Tristan is maybe even better spoken. That's probably not the best way to say that, but ironically. But I think he's very articulate. I think he's charismatic as well. Maybe not as charismatic as Andrew, but he's definitely as well-spoken. And so for him to come out, minimize this, all the while telling everyone the Matrix is attacking him, and that's why they're going to jail, or that's why they were in jail and being falsely accused. To me, you got to kind of pick one, bro. You can't talk about the Matrix and then tell us that it doesn't matter who the Matrix is. That's just a cop-out. Like, you said in your first emergency meeting back from just a few weeks ago, I think it was, you said, Andrew asked Tristan, are we going to shut up and just go enjoy our money, or are we going to keep talking? And they both agreed they were going to keep talking truth, because truth is important to speak. And I totally agree. And, I'm all in on the, let's fucking ride this thing till the wheels fall off, and they're not going to shut me up. I'm with you on that. But, again, if you're going to talk about the Matrix, who the fuck are you to tell us to not worry about who it is? I think that's a pretty important little detail, right? If we're gonna acknowledge that the Matrix is real, very real, right? That they're the ones that had you afraid of the common cold, that they're the ones that are telling you to, own nothing and be happy. If they're the ones that are falsely accusing the Tate brothers, completely falsely accusing out of absolute nowhere to try and silence them, if they're the ones, come on. We shouldn't give a fuck about who they are. We shouldn't even have a conversation about who they are. To me, that is disingenuous at best. And I don't see the Tate brothers as disingenuous people. I'm assuming Andrew feels the same way. I don't think he commented on it. But, to me, this is weird. And this is un-Tate-like. So, I don't know. I still like these guys, and don't get me wrong. I absolutely, positively do not believe for 1 second that those guys are part of the Matrix, whoever that is, whoever they are. I don't believe that. I think that maybe they're like, hey, if anything, they're like, while this case is going on, let's not get into talking about that group of people, right? I think that's sort of their mindset, if I had to guess. That would be, right? And would I judge them harshly on that? No, I get it. Like, you're fighting for your freedom, potentially, for, decades we're talking about here. So I get it. But if that's the case, just don't come out and say anything about it, bro. Nobody had a problem with you not saying anything about it. I mean, there were people that wanted you to talk about it, but you could just say, guys, I'd like to talk about that, but, I need to do my research or whatever. You could have just left it at that. But to now go around claiming that it was a non-answer is bullshit. To go around claiming that the Matrix is framing you, which we believe, I'm a fan, but then telling us don't worry about who the Matrix is also bullshit. So, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and subscribe if you haven't already. I will talk to you later. Peace out.